Welcome to this comprehensive project management Google Sheets tutorial brought to you by Mahogany Studios. In this video, we're going to walk through the 7 tabs that make up this powerful tool, from project setup to detailed task management, all the way to insightful dashboards. This template is designed to streamline your workflow and make collaboration a whole lot easier. So let's get started. Before we jump into using the sheet, the first thing we need to do is set everything up properly. Right here in the first column, you'll list all of your project names. Next, in this column, go ahead and add your project members. Moving on, this column is where you'll define the different statuses you'll use to track your tasks. Things like completed, ongoing, delayed, pending, and not started. And over here, we have the keys. Don't worry if this doesn't make sense yet. It will become clearer as we move along. For example, let's add a key called postponed. To assign an icon to this, simply go to Insert, click on Image, and then select Image in Cell. From there, you can choose any icon you like. For now, I'll just pick a random one. Next, you'll list your months and years, depending on your project timeline. And finally, these are your note types. These will be used later in the Notes tab to help organize your entries. Once everything is set up, you're ready to start managing your projects efficiently. Now, let's take a look at the dashboard. This is a very useful section of the sheet because it gives you a quick overview of everything happening in your project. At the top, you'll find quick access links to the different tabs: Project Timeline, Daily Tasks, Weekly Schedule, Monthly Planner, and Notes. You can also use the navigation bar here. Each label is clickable, so you can easily jump from one tab to another. Moving down, you'll see several graphs. These graphs automatically update based on the filters you select here. For example, you can choose a specific team member to monitor their individual progress, or select all members to see the overall progress of the project. You can also filter by type, whether it's a task, subtask, or project. Don't worry, this will become clearer as we continue through the tutorial. On this side, you'll find the Members Workload section. This shows how tasks are distributed, whether they are not started, delayed, ongoing, or completed. Below that, you'll see the Project Progress section. For example, in this project, Website Release, we've been working for 236 days. Here, you'll also see today's date for quick reference. And finally, we have the Announcements section. Since this sheet is designed to be shared with your entire team, you can use this space to post important updates. Anyone who opens the sheet will immediately see these announcements. Right next to that is the Urgent Attention section. This is where you can highlight tasks that need immediate action. Simply add the details, include the date, and your team will be able to see and respond right away. Next, let's move on to the project timeline. This is where most of the work actually happens. Think of this as the main workspace of your project. At the top, you'll start by entering your project name. Once that's set, you'll see that each project is broken down into multiple tasks, and each of those tasks can be further divided into subtasks. Here's how it works. First, you assign the overall project to a person. Then, you can assign specific tasks to team members. After that, you can go even deeper by assigning individual subtasks to different members of your team. You'll also set the start date and the deadline for each task. From there, the sheet will automatically calculate important details like the project duration, days passed, overdue tasks, timeline progress, and the current status, whether it's delayed, completed, or still in progress. Now let's look at the planning schedule. For example, I'll add a task called Be Awesome. I'll assign it to Steven, set the start date to today, and choose a deadline about 7 days from now. Once I do that, you'll notice that the schedule automatically expands across the timeline up to the selected deadline. In this shaded area, the lighter brown section, you can add more detailed steps or mini-tasks under each subtask. For example, I can break it down into smaller actions like train, have fun, enjoy, and so on. So essentially, this schedule allows you to organize and track smaller action items within each subtask. And you can apply this structure across the entire project, or for every project listed in your table. All right, next we have the Daily Tasks tab. This is where you can manage all the tasks you need to complete on a daily basis. At the top, you'll notice the keys you created during the setup. For example, earlier we added a postponed key. When you select postponed, the icon you chose will automatically appear here. This makes it much easier to visually distinguish between different task statuses. For each task, you'll enter the activity, time in, time out, total hours, and the status. Here, you'll find a Kanban board. This board automatically organizes your tasks based on their status. So you'll see tasks grouped under planned, in progress, for review, and completed, depending on how you've labeled them in your table. It's a simple and visual way to track your daily workflow. Now, let's move on to the weekly schedule. This is where you plan out your entire week. First, you'll define your time intervals. In this example, I've set it to 15-minute intervals, starting at 8 a.m. So you'll see 8, 8:15, 8:30, and so on. If you change the interval to 60 minutes, it will adjust to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and so on. But I usually keep it at 15 minutes for more detailed planning. Next, you'll choose the start date of your week. For example, if I set it to December 3rd, the entire schedule will adjust accordingly. Now you can start adding tasks into the schedule. You can also assign a priority level to each task. When you check off a task, it will automatically be marked as completed and crossed out. Here's where it gets really useful. The sheet also generates an upcoming schedule. For example, if I add a task like drive safe and mark it as a normal priority, it will appear as the next upcoming task, as long as it hasn't been completed yet. If I then complete another task, like project initiation, it will automatically be removed from the upcoming list, and the next pending task will take its place. So the system continuously updates and shows you exactly what to focus on next. It's a very handy and smart way to stay organized throughout your week. Next, we have the monthly planner. This is where you can view and organize all your tasks for the entire month. At the top, you can select the year. Then you can choose which day your week starts on. For example, if you select Sunday, the calendar will begin on Sunday. If you choose Monday, the layout will automatically adjust. After that, simply select the month. For example, if I choose November, these will be the tasks scheduled for November. If I switch to March or January, the planner will update accordingly. From here, you can manually add all the tasks you need to complete for the selected month. As you complete tasks, you can check them off and they will automatically be crossed out. If you want to keep a record of your monthly plans, you can easily duplicate this tab. Just right-click on the sheet, click Duplicate, and you'll get a fresh copy that you can rename for another month, keeping everything neat and organized.
Finally, we have the Notes tab. This is a flexible space where you can add any additional information related to your projects.
You can select a note type from the drop-down menu. These are the same categories you defined earlier in the setup. Then you can enter the deadline and add any important details you want to keep track of. You'll also notice that the charts update automatically as you continue to use and update your project management sheet. And that brings us to the end of this tutorial on the Project Management Google Sheet. By now, you should have a clear understanding of each tab and how they work together to help you manage your projects more efficiently. This template from Mahogany Studios is designed to give you a complete and organized system, while still being flexible enough to customize based on your team's needs. If you found this tutorial helpful, feel free to check out our other templates and tools available on our website. Thanks for watching, and happy project management!
We appreciate you watching this video. You can stay up to date on useful templates by subscribing to Mahogany Studios. This spreadsheet template can also be bought at Mahogany Sheets, the link for which can be found in the description down below. If you want this customized just the way you need it, contact us anytime. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for the latest updates and helpful templates. Catch you in the next one. More sample like this.